So it's been about 2.5 months since I last released a Rush Duel video, and I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really expecting to make another one anytime soon. I just haven't been much of a fan of how Konami treated the format and how it sort of turned out, so I've kind of steered pretty clear of it. But then Konami had to go ahead and drop Blue Eyes, which, if anything's going to drag me back to the game, is going to be Blue Eyes. Now, after playing the deck and testing it out a little bit, I've come to the conclusion that Blue Eyes is looking really goddamn good. The card art, that is. The actual deck itself, I'm not sure how strong it is, considering when I started testing in this video, I started in Bronze. Because I haven't played in 2 months, that's where I've decayed down to. So, I'm basically winning every single game I play with it, where I'm not just hard bricking. But I'm not sure that's a very good sign considering I am testing in Bronze, so I have no clue if this deck's actually a really strong archetype once you reach the higher ranks, or something you might consider playing in the upcoming World Championship qualifier, but for the latter rankings, it seems pretty goddamn good, and the card art definitely makes up for anything the deck is lacking, so without further ado, let's just go check it out. So here's today's deck list, but apparently 40% of people watching this aren't even subscribed to the channel, so if you guys are enjoying this kind of content and think you might want to see some more videos and more deck lists and more guides from me in the future, please do remember to consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel down below, that way you won't miss out on an upload whenever I make a video just like this one. Alright, let's get into this deck list. Alright, so this archetype has a whole bunch of brand new cards to go through, starting off with your Blue Eyes Bright Dragon. Alright, this card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon whilst it's in the hand. Very important to note because of course we have Kaibaman, who we'll talk about in just a second. Alright, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This turn this card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon and it gains 500 attack, so a 3000 attack beater whenever you want it. Alright, then if you have a face-up Legend Norm monster on your field, you can destroy one face-up level 8 or lower monster on your opponent's field. So this card is basically a 3000 attack beater, then if you have a Blue Eyes on the field, you get to pop a card on the field as well, so a very powerful boss monster. Then we have your Kaibaman. Send this card from the field to the graveyard. Spit or summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand face up to your field. So obviously, this thing being treated as a Blue Eyes White Dragon in hand is very important, as any of these 3 cards, or your Blue Eyes, can just be spit or summoned to the field via your Kaibaman. Alright, then we have your Soul Drake. This card is brilliant for recovery. Basically, during your main phase that this card was normal or special summoned, you can send 2 face-up level 4 lower effect monsters from your field to the graveyard, to special summon one level 8 light attribute dragon monster from your graveyard face up to your field. This turn, your level 7 or lower monsters cannot attack. So this includes itself, by the way, so this thing plus any of your other low level monsters, whichever one it is, send them to the graveyard and you can special summon out one of your Blue Eyes back from your graveyard, which is obviously really goddamn good, as it's essentially, if you think about it, just your 2 tributes on field, and rather than needing a Blue Eyes in hand, you just take one from the graveyard instead, so a very powerful card. Next up, we have your single copy of Ultimate Flag Beast Boltricorn. This card is available for free from your mission rewards at a single copy. I think you just have to normal summon or special summon or something for 3 light machine monsters in Rush Duel. Pretty easy to do, and you get a single copy of this card. This card seems really goddamn good. If you have no other monsters on your field, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. One face down spell and trap card on your opponent's field cannot be activated until the end of their next turn. So essentially this card acts as a pseudo back row removal source, or at least can delay your opponent's back row for a turn, so you can draw into potentially one of your actual back row removal cards. It just seems like a really strong card, so I decided to test it out in this archetype, and moving forward, I'll be very surprised if you don't see this card being played just all over the place. As long as there isn't a skill that restricts you from playing it, I expect to see this card a lot, as it's a really powerful effect. It acts as just flat out just a tribute fodder for one of your boss monsters, and as a back removal as well, a really strong card. Alright, then we have your Blue Eyes White Dragon, with its insane artwork. 3000 attack, 2500 defense, not much else to say about it. Of course, it's a legend monster as well. Alright, and the final brand new card is your Negate Attack. So I saw a lot of questions about whether or not this card is better than Widespread Ruin, and I think this card is just flat out better than Widespread in almost all situations. when an opponent's monster declares an attack, negate the attack. This turn your opponent cannot declare an attack. So the reason I think this is better than widespread is this has the potential to defend your entire field. And in Rush Duel, if your field doesn't get wiped or your monsters survive the turn, the chance of your opponent living the next turn or having a good time is just not likely. Widespread is obviously really good at removing certain big boss monsters. This thing just stops your entire field dying, and you can just remove your opponent's boss monsters on the following turn via your own just standard monster effects or whatever else. So I think this card's just flat out better than widespread, but maybe we'll have to wait and see on that one, but I think it's probably better. And of course, the final brand new thing to go through is the brand new skill, Blue Eyes Rain. Alright, so this skill has a whole bunch of requirements that you can read through yourself, but essentially it's a very simple skill. From turn 2 and onwards, if there are no face-up level 8 or higher monsters on your field, shuffle one card from your hand to the deck, reveal a Kaibaman to add one Blue Eyes Bright Dragon from your deck to your hand. So it essentially means you have 6 copies of your Blue Eyes Bright Dragon in your deck list now, and of course with Kaibaman, you can just special summon them straight to the field. So a very powerful combo that is now searchable as well. So yeah, a fantastic skill. It makes this deck feel very smooth. So without further ado, let's go check out some gameplay showing this deck list in action. Alright, so today I've got 7 replays to share with you guys. Now keep in mind, like I said earlier, these were all recorded from bronze up until about like silver 4 or something, so it's not exactly in the gold ranks or the King of Games ranks where the higher tiers are, so it's hard to say just how good this deck list was, but if it's any consolation, I was winning probably every single game I played with this deck list where I didn't hard brick. I don't even think I remember an occasion where I lost to an opponent, where I lost just because the deck felt bad. I was only ever losing because I had super hard bricks. Things like I didn't draw into one of my high level monsters until turn 7, which is an insane thing to think about when you have access to 10 high-level monsters in this deck list, whether that be your 7 high-level monsters or your 3 Kaibaman with your skill. Didn't draw one till turn 7, hard bricked, and yeah, those are the kind of losses I have with the deck. Otherwise, it felt really goddamn good, so not sure how it's going to be once you see it in some actual maybe tournament play or on the upcoming WCQ, but hopefully it's good enough, as I'd really like to see this Blue Eyes artwork all over the place, as it's fantastic, so yeah, hopefully it's good. It feels good to me. Definitely good enough for the ladder, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright, let's get into the game. So this replay was a bit of an interesting one. Very quick one, so blink and you'll miss it.
Get ready for the rush.
And we go on second. So the opponent's going to set 1 and then set 2 and pass. We're going to summon our Kaibaman, tribute it off to summon out our Blue Eyes. Then we're going to use our monster reincarnation to give us back that Kaibaman. Use it again, and summon out our other Blue Eyes. Activate the effect to pop the card on the field, try to swing in, and if he didn't have widespread, he was actually just dead on the field, so almost killed him on turn 1, or on our first turn. Alright, opponent summon out his alternate artwork for his 7th row, which also looks pretty goddamn good. Now this is one thing Rush definitely beats all the formats in. Its artworks are insane. The outer border artworks is something they should definitely bring to the main game. And yeah, I didn't even have enough attack to beat over the Blue Eyes at 2400, I think, so he just concedes. Alright, on to our second replay. I really wish the main game actually had these alt artworks. They're so goddamn good. It reminds me so heavily of Pokemon style artworks, which is just, yeah, I don't know why Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have those rarities yet. They look so clean. Absolute money bank, just Konami sitting on there and not investing into for some reason. Alright, so a bit of an interesting hand, this one. We do have a Negate Attack, though. So I'm just going to start off with the Blue Eyes on the field and set 3. Hoping this Negate Attack can carry us. Thankfully, our opponent also bricked, so we didn't even need to use it. Summon our 2 dudes. Summon out, of course, the Blue Eyes. Unfortunately, this card can only pop face ups, so we can't actually pop anything here. Legend Draw going to be searching for a copy of... Actually, I forgot what he searched for there. Oh yeah, Blue Eyes, that's right. He's also playing Blue Eyes. Alright, Blight Dragon going to be popping my Blue Eyes, but thankfully Negate Attack going to be stopping him in his tracks. Carrier going to be adding my dude back to hand. Reincarnation, adding back the Blue Eyes. Tribute Summon. Popping his card on the field, normal summoning, and yeah, he's taking a bit of damage here. Not quite enough for lethal yet, though. Pitcher, reviving Slugger. Actually going to do a bit of board wiping here. Somehow managing to fit this card into the deck. I guess he's just not playing 3 copies of Bright Dragon. Maybe he's a free-to-play user. Not a bad idea though if you don't have 3 copies of the structure deck. Maybe Phoenix is a good idea. Alright, searching for my Bright Dragon, tributing Kaibaman, normal summoning, tribute summoning, and yeah, he is in a bit of a rough state. Actually wasn't able to clear the whole field though. I wonder if there was a way for me to clear the field there, I just made a mistake. I don't think there was. Alright, taking a bit of damage on response though, but is unable to beat over the Windweaver. Pop in the back row. Normal summoning, tribute summoning, and yeah, now we can actually clear that field. Or just blast him, sorry, he's got 300 attack. Alright. Up next we have Hulking. What was this guy playing? So if you guys are wondering, by the way, why I wasn't playing the brand new trap card, the other one from the other bundle, that trap card, when I played on the ladder, I came across so many Harpy players that it was getting so little value, and so many Sevens Road players that I just cut it from the deck list. It might be something good when you know, like, something is going to be really popular. Like, if you know Blue Eyes is popular, maybe it's good then, but yeah, when there's a lot of people not playing 2500 attack monsters, it's definitely not worth running. Alright, very awkward hand here. We've got 2 copies of the Blue Eyes Bright Dragon in hand. We do have a Negate Attack on field though. Sword and Shield being used. I think he suspected this would actually lose some attack, but it lost absolutely nothing. Out comes the Seven's Road. Isn't even got a fancy artwork, this one. Damn, if he actually had to use the Sword and Shield, he wouldn't have been able to beat over the Blue Eyes. Alright, now Negate Attack, stopping the attack in its tracks. Then we can Tribute Summon out. Pop a card on the field, a normal summon for a bit more damage. Or just Tribute Summon again, actually. Seal Array going to be reducing the attack. Alright, and because this card isn't like a hard once per turn or anything, I'm pretty sure we just summoned out 2 copies of this card and popped twice with it, which is pretty goddamn strong. And he's dead. On to our next one. It is weird that Rush Duel has like no hard once per turn. I think it actually has no hard once per turn, so yeah, keep an eye out for things like that. We can just tribute summon over the top of your own Blue Eyes just because you just use the effect again. Alright, there's the Negate Attack in hand once again. I drew this card quite a lot actually. Maybe that's why I was winning so much. Alright, turn 1, flexing the Blue Eyes on him. He's going to be reducing the attack. I believe I do defend it though, because why not? Unfortunately though, had absolutely awful draws. Terrible, terrible draws. Ragnarok going to be reducing. Going to be beating over it. Beating over my entire field. And hoping to actually draw it into something useful here. And we hit at least a couple of high-level dudes to get over some stuff here. Seahorse Carrier adding back some potential removal. Can now tribute off my monster to summon back the Blue Eyes, normal summon, tribute summon, and pop a card on the field. So not a bad turn that one actually, not a bad turn. Unfortunately our opponent has a maximum summon. Now this is why we're playing a single copy of the spell card. God, I still think this animation is horrendous. It's so bad. This might be one of my least favorite, if not my least favorite animation in the game. It's so bad. But anyway, this is why we're playing a single copy of the spell card, the Talismanic, because your Blue Eyes card can only kill things that are level 8 or lower. Of course, this is level 10, so you can't actually remove it. So this deck has no innate way to actually deal with maximum summons, which is why we're playing the single copy of your Seal Array. So if you ever come across one, you can just draw into it or just hold it. And if you're in a matchup where you know you might need it, just hold on to it till late game when your opponent does maximum summon, and you can deal with them. Yeah, that's why it's in the deck. There are situations just like this one where my opponent nearly dicks me here. Gets me pretty goddamn low. But thankfully we have our own copy of it, so Any monster draw of over 2000 attack here and our opponent is going to lose his field, so... Normal summon, tribute summon, reduce the attack, and he is dead on field. Minus 2000 damage. Oh, it's 2000 attack. Final oh no, sorry, it's actually a bunch more replays, never mind. Up against Roa Cassidy. He was playing the other version of the skill, the one that didn't get nerfed, so I don't know what this skill really does. I haven't really played against it. I never even bothered seeing what the meta was like after this box released, so not really sure what this skill actually does. Doesn't seem very good though. So you pass on that, which leaves my entire field up. I don't know why I didn't swing in. Was scared of widespread or something. Alright, popping his card. Gonna be popping one of the back row. Setting, swing into a widespread ourselves, so not gonna do much damage. Cobalt, searching using Requiem, whatever this skill does. Summons the big boss monster, revives the other one, and we just negate attack, so... He was gonna trade it anyway, I didn't even need to use the negate attack necessarily there. Kaibaman going to be reviving, adding back the Kaibaman to summon out the other one from my hand. And yeah, that is a very scary field. 3000 attack all round. Good luck. Alright. On to Mr. Igor. Yeah, Negate Attack is looking like... It's looking a bit better than Widespread. I'm not sure if it's a personal preference thing or not, but I feel like the card is so goddamn good. If you protect your field from being removed, like, your opponent is going to struggle. Just having more things on field just for tribute fodder as well is so goddamn good. You don't even need to protect the big cards on your field, just, I don't know, it seems really good. Anyway, so this turn, starting you off with just setting everything and passing, pretty, not so great, but we have a Kaibaman for a search during our turn anyway, so probably fine. Beats over our two cards. We can now use our Kaibaman to search. Grabbing our big boy. Normal summoning, special summoning. Activating our Inferno, popping the back row. Put him face up, normal summoning, tribute summoning, and yeah, bit of damage. Looking pretty good. Alright, opponent special summoning out a 2500 attack straight away. Thankfully our monster just has a flat 2500 attack base, so he's forced to trade into it. Realize Rain once again searching, so the skill isn't once per duel, thankfully. Special summoning the dragons, sending to the graveyard. Talisman gonna be shuffling back into the deck. Reducing the attack on the field, beating over one, beating over the other. Setting the monster Reincarnation so we get an extra draw. Alright. Tribute summon the Blue Eye, or the Dark Magician Girl. Blue Eyes Rain will be shuffling in once again for the third time this duel. Normal summon, tribute summon, special summon out. Grabbing our card back from the graveyard. So we actually just tribute summon once again. Didn't even need to use our monster Reincarnation, by the way. Just had a really good hand anyway. Beat over all his stuff and he's just dead. Alright, on to our final duel. And I believe this one was actually a bit of a banger, because I remember being very happy that this was the last duel I was pretty happy with. So I think this is a pretty banger one. I forget exactly what happened though. Alright, up against, I think, a pure Aqua deck I think he was playing. Normal summon, tribute summon, special summon out. Not the greatest turn one here. Oh yeah, I thought with this opening hand, I could have done something really cool where I was going to use the Angel Essel to then revive back the Kaibaman and special summon from the hand. I didn't realize this card cannot use this effect if you've already special summoned this turn, so if you're wondering why this looks pretty weird, that's why. I thought I was going to summon back Kaibaman and special summon from hand. Bit of a misplay there, but that's alright. Popping his backhoe and thankfully swinging into a 0 defense monster, so this card got at least some value. Just a slight misplay there, very slight. Summons out the Boogie Master. God damn, them thighs. Boogie Master gonna be beating over my dragon. Thankfully hasn't got a whole lot on field left. Summon out the 2 dudes, putting this card on field, beating over, hitting him in the face. Passing the turn with a Negate Attack on the field. Seahorse grabbing back his Kana. Summon Skull coming out. Swings in, actually not going to use the negate Attack on that because I don't really feel the need to. Monster Reincarnation, searching for the Kaibaman. Kaibaman going to be summoning from hand. Normal summoning, attribute summoning. Unfortunately can't use this card's effect when you have a monster on field already, so that's the main downside of it. Swinging straight into a widespread, but we can still clear the field thankfully, so still good to go. Alright, sums out some more cards. He put the field spell on the field, which actually buffs my Blue Eyes as well. So I'm not even sure if he was able to ever, like, without a card like this, if he was actually able to beat over Blue Eyes, if he just kept this thing on the field. So I'm not sure if there's even an upside to his field or a downside. Alright, but thankfully we've got a Blue Eye, a Negate Attack here, so he's not doing anything to our field. Forcing him to pass. Alright, popping his card, beating over what's left. And getting a little bit of chip damage in. Not quite enough to lethal though. And he just concedes after setting on. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's replays. Hope you guys enjoyed them. If you don't, leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, Blue Eye seems pretty fun. The card art looks amazing, so feel free to go give it a go. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you see you in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob? Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis. Oh.